my fellow Americans, especially you there in the red dress. Hi. Oh, right. Sorry, dear. I would like to take this moment to address the so-called Epstein Files, or however you pronounce that guy's name. All this is an attempt to smear my good name with grainy 20 and 30-year-old photographs, taken out of context, mind you, and dumped all over the internet, with thousands of other false grainy pictures, with me getting a massage in an airport or hotel room, or having a young intern standing next to me. Well, I say all that to say this: dumping all those grainy photographs of me in a hot tub on a private plane or at a party with all these young, nubile, delectable chicks is simply a distraction of my work for the Clinton Foundation. Now I got to get out of here fast before that crazy wife of mine returns with her bat. Oh crap, there she is. Get out of my way.
Run, Bill, run.
And now, from a secret location outside of Hooker, Oklahoma, nestled in our DEFCON 1 priority bunker, safely ensconced hundreds of feet below the fruited plains where America grows her amber waves. Articulating profundities with humor and perspicacity seldom heard between these purple mountains' majesty, it's the Jay Thomas Show, with your humble host, Jay Thomas.
Well, thank you very much, Alex. Thank you very much. Woo! Uh-oh. What did I do? I just did that.
Holy Hump Day, Batman! It's the Jay Thomas radio program with Cece and Jay Thomas. Take it away, Jay.
Oh. You put yourself first, Cece? You did? All right. Oh, boy. Okay, so what did I tell you? What did I say? What did I say yesterday about this, about Bill Clinton and about, I still have that cold, people, about Bill Clinton, about the Epstein Files, about all this stuff just coming forward and then not being mixed up, being mashed up together, and then anything any evidence that is presented in the Epstein Files, right? It's all gonna be tainted by the garbage that's been released. And if you don't listen to what the spokesperson said for Clinton, and this comes right from Clinton's mouth. I can hear Bill Clinton in the 1990s saying this. This is just right from his mouth. A spokesperson for Bill Clinton accused the White House, Trump's White House, late on Friday of using him as a scapegoat after pictures of the former president with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as with a young woman in a pool, were included as part of the congressionally ordered release of government files. What are they supposed to do? They have it, right? So here she is. Quote, "The White House hasn't been hiding these files for months, only to dump them late on Friday to protect Bill Clinton." By the way, you would dump them on Friday because no one pays attention to it. The spokesman said, "This is about shielding themselves from what comes next, or from what they'll try to hide forever." You see? Because Epstein was he had Trump derangement syndrome. Bad. He was always writing about Trump. I'm going to continue. So they can release as many grainy 20-plus-year-old photos as they want. There you go. That's Clinton. But this isn't about Bill Clinton. Never has, never will be, the statement adds. So then she goes on, and the spokesperson goes on, and she quotes Susie Wiles as saying that Donald Trump was wrong about Bill Clinton. All right. Trump goes out there and says things to get attention on the thing he's talking about. And everybody knows this. But, it's going to, because Trump was mentioned so many times in these stupid emails that Epstein wrote to himself and to other people, it's just Trump, 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 Trump. And there's stuff out there that I'm going to bring this up. This is Trump. Hold on for a minute. This is Trump. I'm going to go to my records here. Where am I at? Hold on. Hold on for a minute. There it is. All right. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this is from an interview about Donald Trump and Epstein, right? And just listen.
Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump
This is a lawyer.
is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know, and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of.
Now that was a lawyer for many of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. So Trump actually, apparently, and this is out there again, this is in the dump. Trump actually called the police in West Palm Beach and said, "Hey, this guy has a bunch of young women at his house. I mean, teenagers, 13, 14, 15 years old." And that's what started this ball rolling. And Jeffrey Epstein always thought this, and he hated Trump. And so, because after Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago back in the early 2000s, he has hated Trump ever since then. And he was the original TDS, man. So, again, this is not going to be played. This is not going to be put out there as much as they are paying, the Democrats are paying people to put just garbage out there that's in this dump. And this is going to get in the way of anything that Bill Clinton really did. Bill Clinton, he had, it says here, the White House contact, the early ties between him and Jeffrey Epstein was that Epstein donated $1,000 to the Clinton presidential election campaign, which was, I think, maxed out back then, in 1991. And then he donated $10,000 to the White House Historical Association. Because, damn it, the White House has a historical association that I can't get my hands on that money. Yeah, bull crap. So they attended these donors' receptions hosted by President Clinton and First Lady Hillary around the same period. This is 17 times he went into the White House between 93 and 95. 17 times, including dinners, hanging out. What was he doing? What was the the home of the billionaire Ron Perlman? He attended that in West Palm Beach along with Bill Clinton. So it's more than just 17 times. But the 17 times, what was he talking to Bill Clinton about? They said it was about economics, but that's just bullshit. He wasn't an economics major. He was a no major. He was a shyster. Epstein was a shyster, and he's not going to give any good information, any good economic points. Between 17 times. Bill Clinton actually was pretty good on the economy. You know why? Because he didn't touch it. H.W. Bush screwed it up more than Clinton. He really didn't touch Reagan's taxes. He was actually really good on the economy. I'm not gonna, but all this stuff covers up the fact that Clinton allowed the Chinese to get a hold of our missile technology. This is another thing you can look up. He okayed the transfer of our missile technology to China for a a donation to the Democrat National Committee. That's what the Democrats don't want you to know. Along with Biden and, again, is Massie and the Biden files? Where are the Biden files? Where are the goddamn Biden files? I'm sorry. See, that's not really. Where are the freaking Hunter Biden files from his laptop? Why hasn't Massie demanded those be released? So, though you will learn that China has been funding the Democrats since the 90s. They are in bed with the freaking the Chinese communists since the 90s. You have, what's his name, Swalwell, screwing a Chinese spy. That's the whole thing. And now you have Clinton. I got a picture of Comer, and behind him some guys walking with the picture of the Biden or Clinton in the blue dress. And but Biden and the Democrats have been screwing this country for decades, and they go and they do it. They've been doing it since the 80s. When I was in the Air Force, we would go on some missions that were classified, and then you would see Ted Kennedy, the guy who killed a woman driving drunk, and you would see Ted Kennedy go to the countries that we were visiting and we were doing things in, and he would say, "Don't worry about it. Reagan's going to be out of here. We'll go back to normal." Defending the fucking, I'm sorry. Defending the damn communists, no matter where they were. And that's what's in the Biden files. But you don't hear a peep. You don't hear a peep from Massie about the Biden files. But here you go. Here's how it's going to be. This is how you're going to get this stuff. This is the tone that's going to be taken. Remember, George Stephanopoulos couldn't wait to go to the party that Epstein threw after he got out of prison for diddling underage girls in a sexploitation scheme, international, by the way, from the lousy one that he got down in Florida. He spent, like 18 months in a county jail, but he wasn't in jail. He was getting out all the time. But this is how they're going to cover this. Listen to this. Representative Thomas Massie, who has led the charge to release the information in the Epstein case, said in an interview he never truly thought contempt was likely about the Clintons. I thought it was just always just a negotiation on the terms. That's just the game that has to be played. So you see, even when you're going to charge them with the contempt, it's not really contempt. It's just it's just what we had to do. So it's just, and this is going to be, they're going to soft soap Clinton. They're going to rub his feet. They're going to, massage him. There are pictures of Clinton getting a massage for some woman, a good girl. It looks like she's like 17 in a hot tub. All that doesn't matter because they're 20-year-old grainy photographs. That's what they are. That's all they are. That's all it's going to be. And it's nothing's really going to come from it. So it's just, it's just all garbage. And you have the head guy who is supposed to be the big cheese, Massie, saying, well, it wasn't really going to happen. I bet you he defends Bill Clinton. How much do you want to bet that Massie, who's probably in the Hunter laptop files, we want to know. How much you want to make a bet that Massie protects Clinton and goes after Trump? Because I'm looking at something here. No, I'm not gonna report that because that's too new. Don't worry about it, Cece. I know what you're sending me, but I don't think so. So that's the scoop. I told you this, and I get called. Oh, you're just protecting pedophiles. Show me a pedophile, and granted, there's some in there that Epstein hung around with him, but that wasn't his major thing. He was a shyster. He was a financial shyster most of all. That was in his orbit. In his orbit, he may have a few pedophiles that he played with, but his gravitational draw was his money, was his shysterism, how he could get money out of people. That's what drew people to him. I mean, if you win the lottery, move to Washington D.C. because you'll have an outmeasured amount of power. If you win a few $1 million, as long as it lasts, you're going to be the most well-liked person among these sleazeball politicians. Politicians are the worst, like I said. They're worse. They're lower than the crap from maggots who eat crap from the maggots who eat crap. That's how low they are. And every one of them, every scumbag politician who just plays political games is like that. Every Democrat's like that. And there's a lot of Republicans. So, again, we have that poor lady, Savannah Guthrie's mom. She's still missing. Trump has sent the Border Patrol to help and other federal agencies, but she's still missing. And, where is she? Now that TMZ and others are reporting that there was some kind of ransom note. It sounds like Mexican cartel. It could be just a false flag. It could be just fake. We were watching it earlier, but nothing's really coming of it. So keep that woman in your prayers. But I'm going to tell you, this is another thing. Mark my words. NBC will not focus on the illegal. If they are illegal aliens that did this, they will not focus on the illegal aliens. They won't. They won't focus. They say, well, or they'll blame Trump. Trump's big, solid border let these people through to kidnap this poor woman. I'm telling you, that's another thing. That's more important, though, than the Epstein Files. Because the Epstein Files have been around for how long, people? 20 years, 30 years. They've been around. They've been picked through. What's more important is the safety and security of this nation. And that's another thing that this thing is getting in the way with. So congratulations, Massie. You punk. He's not this great guy that everybody thinks he is. He's basking. He's basking in this hero worship. Oh, aren't I great? I'm Massie. I'm better than all the rest. No, he's as sleazy as any of them are. He's just as low as the maggots who eat maggot crap. The crap from the maggots 3 times put through maggotry. It's just, it's frustrating. But here you go. That's what you got. You got Bill Clinton. And these are 20-year-old grainy photographs. That's all they got. And it's just nonsense. So I got to get back to work in Haiti. I got work I got to do around the world. I'm saving so many people. Send me money, by the way. It's the Clinton Foundation. What a scam. What a scam, people. Just it just doesn't get any worse than these people. It really doesn't. I'm sorry. But again, we're going through it. Here we are. It's the second day. Bill Clinton is going to testify in that for an entire week. Later on, I'm going to put on a Louis Black, a comedian, when we were debating for weeks what the word is. He had a great comedy sketch, and I'm going to run that. He actually did that at a place I was in Houston. It's a long story, but anyway, the thing is that what was going on, and that's what we're going to be doing from now on, from these stupid fucking files. I know. These stupid files that have been released by a guy whose claim to fame is the only thing that he ever did, the only thing that Massie ever did. What was it? Let Biden's budget go through committee. He voted for that. He voted for the crap that put us underwater. Put us underwater by 25% over the years, 25% inflation. And it's not 9%, and then 2%, and then 3%, and then 2%. No, it's 25%. Take a calculator, put $100 in 2020, then click, and it'll go, today it's worth, today it would take $125 to buy what it would buy in 2020. That's how much as it was, and that's what that a-hole Massie, and that's why I don't like Massie. So that's just my thing. I'm sorry. It's just not he's not a good guy, people. All right, let's pray for Nancy Guthrie coming home safe. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen now. That's really terrible. We will see you soon.